welcome back to my channel and to a new video. If you're new here, my name is Nicola and I make lifestyle videos, and today I've got something completely different for you, not something I've ever done before, and that is I was going to share with you, well, you have seen by the title of the video, but I thought I would share with you my top 10 TV, Netflix picks, things that we are loving at the moment or have watched recently that I wanted to share with you because you may not know about them and might enjoy them too. I appreciate now that we're coming out of lockdown, restrictions are lifting and we can go out a bit more. People might not want to stay in and watch TV, but there is a bank holiday weekend coming up and I think the forecast is rain. So, you know, you may want to stay in and watch some seasons of something on the TV or binge a box set. So I thought I'd share with you what we've been watching and maybe you might find something new that you would like to watch. Okay, I'll start with TV as opposed to Netflix. And we don't watch, to be honest, we don't watch a huge amount of TV. And we're definitely not movie watchers. We did, in the first lockdown, we went through a spate of watching all of the Marvel films. I'd seen a few of them, but I hadn't seen most of them. And we watched all of them from start to finish, and that was really good. But that's about all we've watched in the way of films. We love going to the cinema. And obviously we can't do that at the moment, so we haven't really watched many films. And when I'm saying we, I'm saying me and Andrew. This is not, most of these are not family, in fact I think any of them are, well, maybe one or two are family viewing, but most of them are not. Archie sometimes watches things with us, but mostly it's just Andrew and myself. So first thing, and something that most of you probably watch anyway, but I thought I would share with you, is Line of Duty. So if you don't know, Line of Duty is, we're currently coming to the end of season 6, and it is about an anti-corruption department in the police force, and following their officers trying to work out who a particular gang is, basically. That's probably the best way of describing it. We actually started watching this back in 2012 when the first season came out, and have been following it ever since. Do you ever get like that when there are people who are watching it who've never watched it before? You're like, oh well, I've watched it from the beginning. I'm just like that. We are proper true fans. We've watched it from the start. But yeah, it's gripping. This season started off a bit, wasn't really sure how it was going to pan out, but by episode 2 we were absolutely hooked and we look forward to it every week. It's the finale on Sunday. It is on Sunday at 9 o'clock on BBC One. It used to be on BBC Two, so if you hadn't heard about it until now, that might be why, because it wasn't a BBC One show until recently. And yeah, if you like police drama, it's definitely worth a try. It is a little difficult to follow at times, and I'm sure a lot of you who watch it will agree. Sometimes you have to Google who are they talking about and what's that acronym stand for, but it's great fun and gripping to watch. So I would thoroughly recommend Line of Duty, BBC One, 9 o'clock on a Sunday, or you can catch up on Netflix with all the previous seasons, I believe. The next thing we have just started watching on ITV is Viewpoint, and that is currently 2 episodes in. So when you watch this, if you watch this on Wednesday when it goes live, it will be the 3rd episode tonight at 9 o'clock on ITV, and it's running for 5 episodes across this whole week. So you could record them and then watch them all in one go. We didn't watch Monday, so we watched 2 last night. So we may not watch tonight and then watch 2 again tomorrow night. It's quite nice to have 2, isn't it, to watch in one go. I hate the fact, I mean, Line of Duty is brilliant, but I hate the fact I have to wait a whole week for the next episode. I think we're quite spoilt with Netflix that we can watch everything all in one go. But yeah, so Viewpoint is about, it's about a woman who's gone missing, and it centres around the surveillance operation on her her partner or husband, I'm not sure whether it's partner or husband, and their neighbours basically, and what they're getting up to. So if you like a voyeuristic type of thing, or you like spooking on your neighbours and, you know, watching what they're up to, then I thoroughly recommend it. It's not, I mean, it's not on a Line of Duty level. It is another police drama. It's kind of good. It's kind of easy watching. It's quite gripping. I'm quite into it. I wasn't sure with the first episode. By the second one, I was like, okay, I'm kind of keen to know what happens now. So yeah, so I do recommend it. It's worth giving it a go if you fancy something new to watch. The next thing I am enjoying at the moment, and this is on terrestrial, I don't even know what channel it's on. Is that Lifetime? I'm not sure what channel it's on. It's Grey's Anatomy. If you haven't watched Grey's Anatomy, then you've got a lot to catch up on. But we're currently on season 17, and I watched, there are, I think, 5 episodes live at the moment. You can get them all on catch up. I mean, on we have Virgin Media, and all 17. I think, in fact, season 16 isn't on there, but 1 to 15 is on there on catch up. You can watch them all, and so far all of 17 is on there. So I watched 3 episodes on Sunday because I hadn't managed to see any of this new season yet. So I sat and watched, I did my ironing and watched 3 episodes back to back. They are currently covering, it's a hospital drama if you don't know, but I'm loving watching it. I've missed it since it's been away, and I like having like a few episodes to watch at a time. But all the usual characters are there, and yeah, they're covering the pandemic, which is kind of interesting from a hospital point of view. I mean, I know it's a drama, it's not real, however I think they're covering it quite well, and it's quite interesting to see. It's set sort of April last year, so when everything sort of kicked off. So yeah, if you haven't watched Grey's Anatomy, there's a lot to catch up on, but I love it. It's one of my favourite shows, and yeah, I first started watching it when it was recommended to me when I was made redundant from my job, and I'd gone from working full-time to working just 2 days a week, sort of freelance, and I had a lot of time at home, and I watched a lot of Grey's Anatomy. So yeah, I thoroughly recommend it, and if you need something good to watch that you like hospital dramas and a bit of blood and guts, then it's worth giving it a go. Okay, on to Netflix. Right, Snowpiercer. So a few friends and I've got a WhatsApp group, and we were talking about good shows to watch. And actually we went out for a walk the other week, and we were talking about what people had watched and what was good, and my friend mentioned Snowpiercer, and they'd both seen it and said they enjoyed it. So I mentioned it to Andrew, and he was like, oh yeah, it was on my list, we'll have a look. And so we watched it, the first episode, and I was like, it's okay, it's all right. And he said, do you want to watch another one? Yeah, okay, maybe I'll watch another one. We watched another one, and then he's like, do you want to watch another? Yeah, okay. And by probably 3 or 4 in, I was completely gripped. It is a dystopian type drama thriller. If you like Walking Dead, if you like Handmaid's Tale, I would say it's got a similar feel to those. The lead character is, I can't remember his name, but he was in Hamilton. It's got a few characters from Walking Dead in it. It's got Jennifer Connelly in it. It is basically about, it's set in the future when the world basically goes back into the ice age. So the temperatures drop below -100 degrees, and this chap who is Sean Bean, who's not actually in the first season, there's a bit of a spoiler there, but he comes in the second season. He basically builds a train to house, to basically sells tickets for this train, which runs on perpetual motion, and it travels around the world basically, and it keeps people safe, and they have, like, you know, things growing so that you can live on the train, and they have different classes. You know, very, very interesting. Not entirely realistic probably, but very interesting, and it's basically about the dynamics of the people on the train, the different classes and how they mix, and yeah, really, really interesting how they discipline people, and set obviously in snow. So yeah, I would thoroughly recommend it. There is a film, I believe, of Snowpiercer. This is the TV adaptation of the film. I believe Jamie Bell was in the film. I've not seen it, but I thoroughly enjoyed it. So there are 2 seasons of Snowpiercer at the moment. I believe they are currently in production making season 3, and I can't wait for it. I'm really looking forward to it. It is right up my street. A bit weird and a bit crazy, funny in places, terrifying in places, but yeah, if you like that sort of thing, I thoroughly recommend Snowpiercer. The next thing we have enjoyed is The Flight Attendant. So that was on HBO Max, and then was aired here on Sky One, it's basically about a flight attendant who inadvertently finds herself on the run for a murder. I don't want to give too much away if you haven't seen it, and it's about how she takes it upon herself to try and solve the murder to get herself what's the word, off the hook, basically. Vindicated, that was the word I was looking for. I can't remember the name of the actress that plays the lead role. I'm not very good with names, but anyway, she's amazing. It's funny in places, it's very dramatic, lots of very clever sort of flashbacks, and yeah, just really good, really good. And yeah, I thoroughly recommend The Flight Attendant, and I think that's still going, yeah, on Sky One. The next thing is on Netflix, and is something that I discovered just after Christmas last year, so 2020, and it's something that I know I am way behind the times with, because I believe it started in the early 2000s, a bit like Grey's Anatomy, I suppose, but it is Gilmore Girls. I have just finished all 7 seasons of Gilmore Girls, plus the 4 newer ones that were made, and I can safely say I enjoyed every single second of it. It is warm, it is cozy, it is such a lovely, comfortable watch. It's just lovely. I'm sure most of you probably will have seen Gilmore Girls, but if you want an easy watch, it is quite, I don't want to put it into but it is quite a girly type thing, but Andrew actually enjoyed watching most of it with me. We had it on while we were building our Lego, which we have a little business the way we build Lego, but we had it on in the background because it's just easy to have on and watch. It follows the story of a mother and her daughter who, a mother had her daughter when she was 16 and she left home and then set up on her own, and about the small town that they live in, which is just lovely. And yeah, it's just warm and cozy, and I can't recommend it enough. If you haven't seen Gilmore Girls, I thoroughly recommend it if you like that sort of thing. Just easy watching, comfortable, cozy viewing. It was perfect to watch around Christmas time. I think I started watching it on Boxing Day, sat in front of the fire, and it was like, this is just bliss. I think each episode is around 40 minutes, 45 minutes, and you know, there are 25 episodes per season, 7 seasons, so you know, if you want something to take you over the next year, you know, that's probably a good place to start. Another thing we have just started watching on Netflix and we dip in and out of is Superstore. It is a comedy, and is I don't want to say it's slapstick. It's just an easy, a bit stupid comedy, and it's about a store, Target type store in America called Cloud9, and it's about the staff that work there and the interactions between the staff. It is funny, it's really stupid, and just, yeah, we enjoy it. Again, another good thing to have on in the background if you're doing stuff, or just to watch a quick episode before bed. You know, if there are half-an-hour episodes, and if we've got sort of half an hour, I think, oh, we'll just watch something quick and light-hearted, then that's a perfect thing to watch. It is on Netflix. It's called Superstore, and it's very similar if you like Brooklyn Nine-Nine, Arrested Development, that sort of thing. It's very similar to that. So yeah, we're really enjoying that at the moment. We went through a spat not that long ago of watching a lot of true crime documentaries, and it's something that Andrew and I love watching together. I love trying to work out stuff, and you know, love watching, you know, how murder investigations develop and what happens in the end, and there are 4 that we have really enjoyed. So the first, sorry, I've got my list down in my lap, which is why I keep looking down. So the first one is Unbelievable. So that followed the investigation of rape victims, but specifically about a young girl who was raped, and she was living in a like a foster type home, like a care home, and nobody believed her, and it basically follows that story. So yeah, that's really good. The next one is Dirty John, which was the first season, and then the second one is Dirty Betty. So although they're not like a true crime documentary, it's a drama, but it follows a true story, and yeah, both of those, I think Dirty John was slightly better than it's I don't know whether it's called Dirty Betty or it's Dirty John, and then it just says Betty on the side, so it's just called Betty, I'm not sure. That one I didn't enjoy quite as much, but it was good, really good. But Dirty John was really good. But again, so yeah, not a documentary as such, but it is a true story. It follows the story of some very clever criminal minds. I think that's probably the best way to describe it, who manipulate their partners into believing certain things. So yeah, really, really good if you like that sort of thing. The next thing is White House Farm, which is quite old now. I think it's been around for a while. But The Murders at White House Farm, it follows the story of, again, it's a drama adaptation of a real story, and follows the murders of a woman and her parents and the woman's 2 children, and tries to work out, obviously, and the police trying to work out who it was that did the murders, and that is definitely a gripping one to watch. And yeah, I just like trying to work out who it was. And then final of the true crime, if you like true crime, then The Night Stalker is a really good one, and that follows the story of who is a murderer called the Night Stalker, who did a spree of murders in the States, across a couple of counties, I think, or across a couple of states, sorry. But he made there was no theme to his murders and rapes. It was children, older people, you know, all sorts. Mind-blowing, absolutely mind-blowing what happened there. And yeah, just another gripping documentary. That's my top 10 of programs that we've watched recently or are currently watching that we absolutely love, or that I particularly love, but mostly that we've loved watching together. And then there are 2 things coming up that I am looking forward to watching. One is season 4 of Handmaid's Tale. So if you haven't started watching Handmaid's Tale and you want to get into it, now's the time to start watching the first 3 seasons, because season 4 is about to start. I mean, it's weird, again, dystopian type drama, obviously based on the novel by Margaret Atwood, and yeah, it's crazy, a bit mad, and again, scary in places and thrilling. It's really, really good watch. So if you haven't watched Handmaid's Tale, then I thoroughly recommend you go and start it. You need quite a thick skin, there's some nasty stuff in there, but it's really good. And then season 4 is due to start, I don't know whether in this country it's due to start this, like, in the next week or so, but certainly it's coming soon. And then the other thing is currently on HBO Max is Mayor of Easttown. Now, we can't get HBO Max here. If you can, then let me know how, but I don't think you can in the UK. However, the Flight Attendant was originally on HBO Max and then came to Sky, so I'm hoping that Mayor of Easttown will also come to Sky. I've seen a few clips and things and it looks brilliant. It's got Kate Winslet in it, Guy Pearce of Neighbours, Home and Away, Neighbours, of Neighbours fame, and obviously lots of other things since then. It's got, who else is in it? There's the chap from X-Men is in it. But yeah, really good, bit of an all-star cast. Again, it's I think similar. When I saw the trailer, it's got similar vibes to The Killing, if you ever watched those, which we loved. But it's a murder police drama, again, set in the US, and it looks brilliant. So I can't wait for that to come to UK TV. And that's everything. That's my top picks of what's currently out there and what's coming soon. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give me a thumbs up. If there's anything that you've seen that you recommend, please leave it in the comments down below. I would love to know what you love to watch, and if you've seen any of these things that I've mentioned, let me know what you thought of them. Yeah, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Thanks for watching.